Okay. So, hi, Erin. Thank you for coming and for letting the group spotlight you, even though it's your group. But
Thank
um, so we're just spotlighting whoever wants to be spotlighted and kind of share a little bit about their business, what they do, and like one takeaway from your industry if somebody wanted to do exactly what you do. So we'll get to that at the end. But did you want to start off with kind of what your background is and what inspired you to take over like Country Family Fun?
Sure. So my background is entirely different. I have a social work degree, which is not at all. It doesn't on the surface like it doesn't seem related, but it really is because a lot of the soft skills that you learn through social work skill, they're applicable to anything in life, and just about connections and communicating with people and growing like community ties are some of the tenets of social work. So I try to bring that along with me. I became a stay-at-home mom when my oldest was born. I was like, I don't know if I can go back to work after having her in the setting that I was in. So between Brandon, my husband, and I, we figured out how I could be a stay-at-home mom. And after a little bit, I was introduced to Melissa Peterson, who is the creator, founder of Lake Country Family Fun. And I would just run into her all the time
Oh,
because she was
wow.
from like the Okachi, Oconomowoc area.
Mhm.
And I would run into her and then she would tell me about like, she was like, well, I run this website, Lake Country Family Fun. And so if you're looking for things to do, I'm like, I'm always looking for things to do because part of me, like, I loved being a mom and having a baby, but I also like craved like I needed to get outside. I needed to talk to some adults. Like I
Yes.
couldn't just be 100% in my home 24/7 waiting for my husband
Mhm.
to get home to tell him what this 6-month-old baby and I did all day long. Like I was like, I
And you
need
can like lose your social skills too from like not socializing. That's what I've learned too. Like you need to like get out instead of just talking to the baby all day.
yes. So I started following her and then and like I would use her website all the time because I'd be like, oh, well, we need to get out of the house today. Let's look at the calendar, what's going on. And then we'd find like all sorts of just fun things to do. That's like back when there used to be a lot more events or like coffee shops would host like a story time or something. So then like in addition to libraries, but like we'd go to Roots and then we'd meet up with some other moms, or I actually met other moms like doing those things and going to those things. And then I don't know, we just got to chatting more and more. And she posted something about needing, like it was growing and she needed somebody to help. And I was like, I'll help.
Yeah.
Because I also missed earning an income. Um, my Brandon worked and it was fine. Like money wasn't really tight, but I just felt like I wanted, I wanted to help too.
Right. Or still have something of your own too.
Yeah,
Or even if it's just like fun money, like whatever. I definitely
exactly.
feel like that's important.
Yeah. So she invited me to, I became a salesperson for her. And my first gig was like contacting preschools for the preschool guide, which is something that
Wow.
Stephanie does for me. But like that's where it all started, was the preschool guide.
That's so funny, especially because like just where you're at now, I feel like that trajectory from just starting just doing a guide for preschoolers and now you own it. So how did you so can you talk a little bit about when you guys made that transition to you owning Lake Country Family Fun?
Yeah. So I finished the preschool guide and we published it. And I was like, well, what's the next project? Because it was kind of project based. Like, what's the next
Mhm.
project? And she's like, well, I'm moving. I was like, what? She's like,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I'm moving. And so she actually still lives in Wisconsin, but like on the border of like Wisconsin and Illinois. Um,
Oh, okay.
so, anyways, so that summer I kind of took over Harlan Kids Day. Like she was still involved, but I did all like the behind the scenes emailing, contacting all the vendors, getting them signed up. Um, And so, yeah, so that running Heartland Kids Day was like a trial run of like, oh, okay. So now like next year, this would be all of my responsibility. It's a big event. But then right after that in August is when we officially like, I had an attorney, one of my late husband's roommates from college became an attorney. So I just asked him, I was like, hey, Charles, like I'm buying this business. Can you write this up? So he like wrote up a contract. We had it notary signed at a bank in Economowoc. And yeah, I just took over.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize that either about the fact that, well, I knew about her moving, but just the fact that like she just like handed it over to you and kind of there you go. Like now you have this whole business. Wow, that's amazing. So, can you like share how did you, in simple terms, grow Lake Country Family Fun to what it is today? Like just like one key insight into either community building and I know too you guys have the blog, but I know that's just not what like Lake Country Family Fun is. It's like it's a business. There's so many different parts. So like
yeah.
And there wasn't always those different parts either. So can you just share like one thing, like how did you scale it, I guess?
So one of the very first things I did was I created a mission statement. Like, I don't think she had one, or if she did, I changed it greatly, but I actually hired somebody right away. That was my first like purchase, I guess.
Mission statement.
I hired somebody to work with me to create a mission statement. And then from there on, just making sure that everything fit under that mission statement, which is still the mission. I mean, I feel like over the years, Stephanie and I might have tweaked it a bit, but it is still pretty much the exact same mission statement from when I took it over like 8 years ago. And so just making sure like that the website fit under that, any events we're doing fit under that. Then we spun off of Lake Country Currents to do women's networking, and bringing together all these businesses and in person. And so just making sure that everything fit under there as we were like thinking about growing, because when you grab a business, like, and even Melissa at the time we're talking, she was like, well, you could grow it this way, you can grow it this way. There's like so many, but you can like get lost in all of that, and you can turn into like a squirrel chasing red balls everywhere and like lose your focus, and it maybe gets watered down, and people are like, what even is Lake Country Family Fun? Like, I don't even know what's happening because she did this over there and then she did that over there. And so just like having a central mission statement, like what is this business about, and making sure that everything fits under there. And then I would also say growing a team right away. Like, I brought in Stephanie pretty quick because I realized I was like,
yeah, it's a lot.
I need some help.
I still feel like what you guys are doing like is so much, like it's still, I feel like could be enough for like 20 people.
It really could be.
And I mean, I get it too, because like I'm like in it, but it's just like that point too. I feel like a lot of people don't realize like the work that goes into what you're doing.
A lot of work into, like, because we just have so many guides. So there's like 400 or more posts. And so to keep them all updated, some of them are evergreen that we, like the indoor play guide, we just keep that updated all the time, because you can play inside in the winter or the summer on really hot days or really cold days or rainy days. But then like some of them are seasonal guides. So like right now, Ashley knows this because she's in my Slack, and I was like, Jamie, can you update like all these summer guides? Like, we need our beach guide updated and our pool guide updated, and like all this summer stuff, the biking, hiking, and kayaking guides. Like, like just like all this information, so that when people look for it, it's up to date. Because if it's not accurate and up to date, then people aren't going to come back. So it's very, very important that we keep all of our information accurate and up to date. So that is like a lot of work of staying on top of everything, and like remembering like when things change, and
to update it too. Yeah, like you said, like when things change, or like say there's a new business, or like you know, or like when Buck and Goose had the Delafield location then
Mhm.
too, you know, like updating that. And I feel like what you just said about the whole mission statement thing is going to be like a huge light bulb moment because, like you said, as long as whatever you're doing, whether it be like updating the guides or um, doing like a business partnership or whatever, goes back to that one statement, I feel like that's a really key piece because that's so true. You can get lost in all of it.
Yeah.
Um, what do you Okay, so we kind of just talked about that a little bit, like the misconceptions of like the business, but what do you feel like is the biggest misconception that people might feel about either just Lake Country Family Fun or being like a go-to local business in general?
Like, I think you really have to always step back and look at the big picture. And like some people like jump in and they want to start something up because it's a great idea, and it probably is a great idea. But just to like be prepared with like everything that's realistic, and like, like everything's changing. So I can keep my website up to date, but I have to like make sure I'm following updated SEO practices, that like now that all the AI search engines find you, it's not just about Google. Like, it's also like, is Chat GPT finding me too? Is Gemini finding me? Like, or more people, Bing. I get a lot of traffic
Yeah.
from Bing, and I'm like, that's so weird because I don't personally ever use Bing in my real life, but like
Yeah.
other people do, and so
Yeah.
you have to pay attention to that. And like social media, like I years, not even, sometimes not even that long ago, like you could post something on Facebook and like instantly, like it would show it to everybody that was following you, and everybody would like interact with it. And now the way the algorithms have changed, and it's more pay for play, and you just have to really, stay up to date, navigate and all the updates. So just
Yeah.
staying up to date on everything, and what you have like the bandwidth for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's huge. Bandwidth. Yes. Yep. And like you said too, like, yeah, people might just think, oh, that's easy. Like, I could do what she's doing. I'm just going to post this thing. But it's like, no, even like one post, like, whether it be a blog post or social media, there's a lot that goes into it. And also, like, you can see, I guess that's kind of one of the things, depending on who you talk to, like either bloggers or like social media marketers, but your social media can be also like a part of your website and stuff. So it's just like you said, there's just so many different things. It's not just, oh, like, yeah, it's just so easy. I'm just posting this and this, no, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of staying up to date. And yeah, so which I give you huge props for because I could not. Um, let's close with either one actionable like step. Say if somebody wanted to do, not exactly and not here, but if somebody wanted to do what you're doing, one actionable step they could take, and then what is like a recent trend or development that people in the community building and website building industry should know about.
I think like even, well, almost any business, like if you're going to start something brand new, I would do research on like, is that domain available? Is that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like whatever social media platform you want to be on? Like, you definitely don't have to be on them all. I would pick something that you're good at and then excel at that. Or find where your intended audience is at and then go there the most. But checking to make sure that you can be branded across the gamut,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm at Lake Country Family Fun, like Facebook, Instagram,
Pinterest too.
Pinterest, like all of them. So just, do some research. And then what was the other question?
Like a recent trend or like a recent development that people in like your industry should know about. Maybe
Yeah,
like the SEO thing or like
yeah.
maybe, yeah.
So I think using, I just started using a tip from Claire in the group, Dib. It's DIIB for SEO. So using that, and just like utilizing tools or AI that you understand how they work. Though make sure you understand how they work. But like using those so that you can work harder. I mean, no, work smarter, not harder. No,
Yeah. Yeah. Work smarter, not harder. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Well, thank you, Erin. I love so even just because I only talked to you and Lindsay so far, obviously, but everybody's story is just like so like it's nice to hear the behind the scenes and where people come from because I just feel like it's so impactful and you've done a lot and thank you for sharing and thank you for creating like Country Currents because I feel like this is definitely a much needed community.
That was born out of at that time I had Maddie on my team, and she was running the Lake Country Family Fun Instagram, and we were interacting. She was interacting with so many local, like Instagram personalities, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't think the word content creator was really a thing back then, but anyways, and so we're like, we were doing this feature Friday where we would feature somebody on the Instagram on Friday.
Oh,
And
that's fun.
we're like, why don't we bring this offline and put you all in a room together? And so that's how like Country Currents was born. And we went like over the name of it for like what we're gonna call it, like country something. We liked how like currents is like water, but like also staying current. Like it kind of fit both, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I just feel like too, like the community aspect is so important, like in like creatives and businesses. And like you said, that offline component, especially as well, because there are a lot of online like groups or whatever, but like there's nothing, it's just different if you're in person. And the community of it, like needing people who also relate to what you're doing and like especially for all of us to be so local and connected. So
Yeah, because sometimes conversations just come up at an event that you wouldn't ask maybe online, or like maybe it's in a side conversation like before or after the actual event. Like maybe like we're hanging out before Lake Country Currents or we're hanging out after Lake Country Currents, and then you end up chatting with somebody and you're like, well, I never knew that or whatever. And it's something that you wouldn't have known had you not like been in a face-to-face conversation with them.
yeah. And I even know for like the one that Casey went to too, for like me, from Casey from Mom's Mental Health, like she had connected because there are so many other like mom focused businesses out here, but that was through the in-person event, you know. So
Casey is now my IT lady.
I know, I love it so much.
I love it.
She's awesome. And I feel like she's gonna do a lot. She's just amazing. Like you. You guys are both amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on here and letting us spotlight you. I'm gonna post this, like I said, in the group, whether it be through a link or through a file, but it will be posted. So yeah, thank you, Erin.
You're welcome. Thank you for offering this.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. I mean, I think I only have one more person who is interested, but I'm gonna like put it out again and get some more people.
Okay.
Okay, I'll text you probably or see you on Slack.
Okay.